You know, there's, I'm so confused, bro. Like, how do people with no souls or no spirit, no morals, uh, just generally don't care about life? Like they think life is a joke, and they can just go around and doing whatever they want, and not caring about the consequence. Like, how do these type of people or individuals get in places of power, get in jobs of power, positions of power? Like, how is that possible? And I live in LA, and the amount of evil that's here is just absurd. It's insane. It's insanity. The amount of people that are walking around spiritless and just doing anything for money is pretty alarming, man. Like, I just don't understand. You know, there's bad parts of everywhere, but like LA's the Wild West, man. People just make up rules, their own rules, and try to follow them, and then expect no consequence. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't get it. I don't get how these type of, you know, crappy people get placed in power. Like, let's talk about that. Like, how does that happen? Why does that happen? Being someone who, you know, who has a lot of God power and, you know, humbly, and like doesn't care to, like, I don't know, just me having all this power, you know, and belief and faith, real faith in God, like, I don't feel a need to show, you know, my muscles. You know what I mean? And that might be why a lot of good people aren't in power, you know, in power positions, power roles. You know, it's just off the top of my head. You know, that's more so why I don't. I own my own business because I do like to lead in the right way, but I'm not power thirsty, money hungry, thirsty for power. You know what I mean? So that could be why. But I do see the correlation that these people who don't have souls or spirits and are just living for a dollar or whatever it may be, material or for the world, they're so bloodthirsty. And I don't understand it. Is it the need to fill a hole that they have within themselves? That having dominion over somebody makes them feel whole, you know? But I wish I can just like talk to these people. Like, you may have friends, you may have this, and you may have power, money, but like, how do you feel? Like, do you know what you're doing to your soul? Like, if you have trouble, if you have trouble, like, how do you sleep at night? You know, and I've done things in my life that, you know, I'm probably not proud of. I've, you know, done things that I thought would be good for me, and I'm met with this like I've done things that probably weren't morally correct, and what I feel is just like this burning and stripping of something inside of me, you know, and I'm just gonna say it's probably my soul and my spirit. You know, I just feel like I've done things where I'm not, you know, that were against my code, and I just feel like I burned a piece of me. You know what I mean? Like, a piece of me was like cut away, and in some instances they burn. I feel pieces of me that burn when I do things that are, you know, against my code, but it's like that burn doesn't go away, if that makes sense. Like, you know, you have a wound, you have a cut, you know, it goes through this process of healing. It just feels like I have an open cut, you know. And it's like, maybe that's what these soulless beings are feeling. Like, the fact that they either weren't born with, they were born an NPC, or they've done stuff in their life that have burned themselves, burned their souls. I think they both experience, I'm not sure, but I feel like they both experience that burning effect. And them living their job, getting money, being in a false position of power, because everybody has a boss unless you're the owner. I just feel like that fills that cut. You know what I mean? That puts numbing cream on whatever burning sensation they have inside of them. And, I've done research, and a lot of times that false power gives, this sense of like fulfillment. And I say false power because they're not really leading, they're not really using their power in a leadership or good leadership role. You know what I mean? And so it's doing adverse effects. When you're a good leader and you direct a team to success in a positive way, like that energy rebounds on everybody. Everybody receives that good energy. If you win a championship and you guys didn't cheat, everybody's a winner in the building. You know what I mean? But if you're a leader and you're leading people down to, to destruction, to hurt themselves, or like to a false relationship with themselves, that energy doesn't just disappear. Like, it's gonna rebound to you in ways you probably don't even know. But if we're talking in the 3D, like, nobody wins because there's no real coming together. There's no real team or family, for better lack of words. You know what I mean? Like, how many teams have you seen won a championship and then after the championship they all disappear? The team is all of a sudden broken up. But if we look at like the Warriors that won 3 straight, it's because they all kept that same energy, that same positive energy, where they were putting into each other to get, the outcome. But if you're a leader that's kind of like an NPC or doesn't have strong morals or a spirit, like, you're kind of wasting life. Like, I hate to say it, but what's the point of leading a team that you cause destruction to? You know what I mean? Like, you tear down. What's the point of being a person that tears down other people? Like, what is there really to gain? Because that negative energy, if you're filled with too much negative energy, you're burning. You know what I mean? You're too much into one default. You're grasping hold of something that is gonna alter your balance, because you need both. You need the positive and the negative. So if you're going around just killing people, spirits, essentially you're doing the same thing to yourself, because you're engulfing yourself in too much of the negative. You know what I mean? And there's no way that you can just, today I'm gonna do good and tomorrow I'm gonna do bad to an individual. Like, like that's not how energy balance works. And I don't care what anybody says, man. Like, everybody, unless you're just don't have a spirit, everybody feels that. I feel like everybody feels that burning that burning sensation when they're doing wrong or something is unethical, or, well, probably not everybody, but I don't know, like, energy is not created or destroyed. That's was that Newton's law? So it's like, what you're putting out there, it rebounds at the end of the day. So you think you're running away from that energy and by putting it on other people, you're not. you know. So I don't know. I run into a lot of NPCs, and it baffles me how they think they're on some kind of code, but they're not. Like, nowhere in any kind of book, history, has harming another person went down well. And that's just kind of like what I'm getting at. Like, monetary gain, like in the moment, to hurt somebody is sick. I think it's sick. It's a form of a sickness. I don't know where it comes from. I think it kind of comes from, society, and everything needs to be fast. And you need to have results now. But cutting corners on life and cutting corners on people, and it's not gonna end well, man. Like, it's either you're gonna be alone, or a spirit's gonna come and get you. So I don't know, man. It's kind of a rant, but like, even the devil, like, he like, if you're serving the devil, even him, he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about, what the deal. He doesn't care that you serving him could kill you, essentially. He doesn't care. All he wants is, the narcissist supply. He wants to control you for his purpose. So it's like, what are you really doing? Like, if you have the choice to be good or bad, or, to tear people down or lift people up, why would you choose to tear people down? Like, what good could come out of that? Monetary gain for something that you can't take to the afterlife? You can't take with you after life? Like, that doesn't make sense, bro. Like, you scam somebody for $100K. Okay, you're $100K richer, but you're gonna die?